can set it on the coffee table. Thank you.
I left him a message. Hello, Emily.
Emily? What are you doing here?
She was looking at your computer.
Someone is threatening us again. And I think it's you.
Really? How come?
Because you're here in Rosewood and you're putting on a concert for her.
We're not threatening you, Emily. I know you don't believe me, but I really was looking out for you. I care about you. And all we're doing is looking for the same thing you are.
Stop talking, Sarah. That's enough. What Sarah meant to say is, mind your own damn business.
It's a big knife right in front of my face. It's so embarrassing.
Okay, seriously?
My husband's like, you're like that every night. No, just kidding.
That movie.
This movie.
This movie.
Did you see it?
Yes.
I always play the villain, and I'm kind of a nice person. I mean, kind of. Very loosely.
We were kind of debating that back there.
Yeah.
I guess depends who the audience is.
Exactly.
You really play someone you don't
I
want.
always play the B-I-T-C-H.
You can say bitch.
I can spell, guys. I always play the bitches and the villains, which
How
is...
did you come to do this?
I think it's because I have dark hair and green eyes, and they think, like, I'm evil.
Brunettes are always the bad ones.
Exactly.
We're completely marginalized.
You know what? As an actor, it's so exciting to play something that is not authentically you. So the more of these types of characters I get to play, the more I feel like I'm an actual actor. Except at night with my husband, where he thinks that that's who I am.
But she is like, for those of you, well...
Do you guys watch Pretty Little Liars?
Yeah. Who doesn't?
And you liked last night's episode? When I saw AD in the mask, I got. Did anyone else get chills? Yeah, I got chills.
So what's happening on the show? Catch us up.
People are dying. It's the deadliest.
Drama is happening.
It's
Intrigue.
the deadliest season ever, which is pretty cool. My part in the summer finale is quite big, so I'm very excited for you guys to see the horrible things that I'm doing.
Is it completely invigorating and cathartic and fun to play someone that just
absolutely
teeming with rage?
Absolutely. Again, as an actor, you want to play something that is not anywhere close to who you are as a person. And I love playing. I think Jenna is misdiagnosed a little bit. I think she's a villain and a victim. Like, I think that people don't they don't really know who she is. And I think for me, there's so many layers I get to play that's always challenging in a good way.
What do you think has been the worst thing that she's done?
The summer finale. Yeah. It's pretty bad.
When you came to do the show, did you have any idea how much it would resonate with people?
Firstly, I got cast in the pilot, and I didn't say anything. Then they didn't even know if I could act. So I had to send a show reel and scenes to prove that I could actually be the Jenna character. So, and also my audition, if anyone wants to be an actor, I told the people in the room that that was the worst audition they had ever seen, and it was so terrible that they should not cast me, and they thought I was hilarious. And then they cast me on the show. So you always think that what you're doing is not good, especially when it comes to in the acting room, but you never know. And look where it led me.
Why do you think Jenna is as diabolical as she is?
Oh my gosh, you really don't like me. I think it's revenge. I think that she, she can't see. I mean, it's a pretty horrific thing that she had to go through. And I think that she wants to get back at the people who did it. And I don't think that's the best way, but, I don't think if she was a real person, I don't think we could really understand what it feels like to go through everything that she's been through or is going through.
Now, you are wearing heels while navigating the world with
pain
on the show.
Right, I'm like, yes, I am. Good observation.
How did you prep for that? Like to convincingly walk like a blind person?
I did watch a lot of movies. Scent of a Woman is my favorite. I did look up a lot of information online. I did learn how to read Braille. I do spend a lot of time with my eyes shut, doing a lot of Jenna scenes because I don't want in my periphery.
Oh, do you really? So you shoot them?
Yes.
Because you wear the
Yeah.
sunglasses, so
Yeah.
you shoot them. Your eyes are actually. Oh,
Yeah.
That's really cool to know.
And I look really tired, and it doesn't matter. I rock to set, and they just give me sunglasses. So, yeah, I mean, I try not to be able to see.
And so you do it
I do it
in heels
in heels.
with a cane.
Sometimes I fall. Those are on the outtakes. It's kind of interesting that I think, like, how can they put somebody who can't see in, like, huge, like 6-inch heels, which is a little nutso, don't you think?
She wears them with such panache
She does.
that you kind of accept it.
Okay. You just accept the fact that a lot of things don't make sense.
And really, why shouldn't Jenna wear heels?
I know.
Like, who says she shouldn't?
She wants to be feminine. Why not?
Why not?
Why not, guys?
And she can recognize someone just by touching their hand. Like, that's
exactly.
that's
and
a
smell
skill.
them. In the next,
Yes.
one of the scenes we just shot, I go, I can smell you. Because I'm going to eat you. Smell like steak.
And now I must ask you about You May Now Kill the Bride.
My Lord.
No, that one is, it was, I loved
It
watching
was
it.
kind of a little movie that kind of broke out. It was on Lifetime and it did really well. You know, it was a year ago today that we shot it. And it was like single white female. So I don't know if any of you have seen it. If you haven't, you should, especially if you like the Jenna character, because I got to play around a lot. And the director let me play, which is really nice.
In what sense?
He said action, and then it was my own world. And as an actor, I think you really love that because you can texturize it in whatever way you want to.
And what do you draw on when you play someone like Jenny?
Jenna? Did you say this one?
Yeah.
I don't ever draw on my own experiences. I draw on kind of a mental state of a person. So, like, if you always like your characters, like even though she's crazy, I liked her because she was just doing the best she could for her. So it was her own reality. So I think that if you always like your own characters and go from their point of view, then I think it comes across as an interesting character.
I mean, she goes after what she wants. You got to respect that, right?
Exactly, even if it means putting a knife through their head. Don't do that either, guys.
Or a hammer.
Hammer.
Be that as it
Hammer.
may. You know?
Yeah.
Which scene for you in You May Now Kill the Bride was the most surreal to shoot?
There's a scene where I'm boiling. It's kind of like single white female. I felt like it was like I was boiling the rabbit. I was walking around and I had to play chirpy and evil and sick and twisted all in the same scene. It's in the kitchen. And for me, I just felt like I was shooting single white female. And so I love that film, maybe a little too much. And I thought, wow, this is what real acting's like. Because sometimes, you know, when you're on set, you're always stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. So when you can just be in flow and be fluid and keep moving through a scene, that's when you feel really high in a way.
How did you get your start in acting? I mean, I know your story. You're from Australia.
I
You were
wanted
on
to
Far
act
and
since
Away.
I was 3 years old. It's funny, people say, what's the advice? And I say, you have to be okay with rejection, right? So like on social media, people say, oh, this person said I didn't look good or I'm ugly or whatever. So in the acting world, you get rejected, you audition, you get rejected 10 times a day. So you have to have enough resilience and fortitude and belief in your own ability to keep moving forward. And that's really freaking hard to do.
Where does that come from?
Drive. I don't know what else I would have done if it wasn't in the entertainment business. I'd love to direct. My husband and I have a production company, but it's all in this entertainment world of creating stories. And it's really hard. And people think that this job is, you know, you're 12 hours a day, 18 hours a day, you're up at 4 a.m. in the morning. Some scenes you have to cry 10 times. Like, it's not a fun existence. Then you come home, then you turn around sometimes 8 hours later and you keep doing it. Then you have to figure out how to have a family in that whole world, plus have a sense of self and believe in yourself, plus confidence, which is really hard because even in social media, people are always tearing you down. You know, so if you want to be in this business, you have to know it doesn't just happen overnight. It's been 16 years of my life that I have fought for this job, and it's constantly changing, and you're constantly fighting. My husband and I fight for our careers every second of the day.
But you're also incredibly, incredibly honest on social media, on your blog. I mean, I loved your post about
Thank you.
the adult diapers that you wear after having a baby.
If you have a baby, you're in adult diapers for like 2 weeks. No one tells you that.
They
guys.
don't ever tell you that.
Like
No, they
seriously,
really
you
don't.
want to be sexy. You have all this like sexy underwear. You're like, oh, I'm gonna look at my husband and be like, you and I made this baby. We're so hot together. And you're literally in diapers. My husband had to like hypnotize me to go to the bathroom before we left because like we did all these hypnobirthing classes, and I was like, I had a C-section. So I was like, well, let's use the hypnobirthing in some way. Like, make me pee, guys, please. So, like, that's the only way we got out of the hospital. But it's, everything's hard. Like, everything worth having, and that's not a depressing thing to say. Everything worth having is really freaking hard. But it's awesome also when you get there. If it's easy, it's not gonna last. Anything, relationships are difficult, but they're so fulfilling. So it's like, you have to work at everything.
And being a full-time working mom with a 3-year-old.
Getting in shape. Like, you think people say, well, don't eat, you'll get in shape. Well, no, it's a constant work.
And you especially, I mean, I loved your Instagram post from March. It got so much attention.
Yeah.
What made you share that?
When I was overweight?
Yeah. Most actresses would delete that permanently.
No, I think that our scars make us human. And I want all the girls out there to know if you're struggling, like with your weight or whatever, like anything can change in a second. I would tell that to my daughter. You're just gonna have to work at it. And we're so much more alike than we are different. And like, especially what's going on in the world where there's so much hate, we need to stop the social media bullying. We need to talk about our experiences. We need to come together, whatever religion or race, we're all the same, we're all human. And I think that that's really important when we realize that we are so much more alike than different. I think that the world will change, and the new generation is our future. So I look at my daughter and I'm like, what do I want to impart with her? Like, what do I want to teach her? What legacy do I want to leave for her so she can pick something up and move forward with it? So the new generation is our future, and it's important to band together with love rather than hate.
Amen.
It's important.
See, your character on Pretty Little Liars would never say
I know.
that.
She would not.
She would probably punch you in the face if you said that to her.
Exactly. She'd be like, what do you mean? I'm the most important person in this world.
All right, can we please talk about your YouTube series, which
Oh
I'm
my gosh, I don't know if you
obsessed
guys
with?
have watched it, but please do. I'm really proud of it. It's called In Bed with Tammin. No, we're not naked.
You're in bathrobes.
My husband's like fantasy. He's like, what? Is me with celebrities in bed talking about everything from female empowerment to feminism to sex to body after baby to will your, I don't know what you're allowed to say in the show, lower region look the same after you have a baby. Like, it's everything that we should talk about to make yourself feel better. Because your body changes after you have a baby, and then you feel so depressed, you know?
Like, I had no idea Jenna Elfman had, she looked pregnant 8 months after, I looked pregnant 5 years after having a baby.
I still look pregnant. I mean, like,
Oh, please, really?
like
Really? Are we gonna go there?
I'm like, naked, everything looks different. But you start to accept yourself a little more. And anyway, so In Bed with Tammin is talking about everything. Talking about all, it's very female-driven, female-centric. So I'm really, really proud of it. It's my new YouTube show.
Who's your dream guest?
Ariana Huffington came up and spoke, kind of like I'm doing now, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and it changed my life.
How so?
She talked about really, like, we only have one life, right? Unless we're religious and we have others. But for what we know, we have this life. And no one's gonna do anything for you. That's the biggest myth. We think that everyone's gonna fight for our dreams. We will just keep fighting for other people's dreams unless we get off our asses and we start fighting for our own dreams. No one's gonna pick up the phone for you. No one's gonna do the audition for you. No one's gonna do anything for you. Once you realize that, you start to fight for yourself. And a year and a half ago, my husband and I said, we're done. We're done fighting for everything else, and we're gonna fight for our own production company. We just got 4 things in production this year. And it's because we stopped this notion that everyone was going to help us.
Like your agent and manager were going to take care of
Just
everything.
anyone. I mean,
and just- yeah.
everyone like will support you. I mean, your parents love you, hopefully. Your child loves you, hopefully. But it's up to you. Like, it's also output versus input. So if you make 10 calls to get a job, you'll probably get 1 back. So make 20 calls, you get 2 back. Make 30 calls, you get 3 back. You just keep putting your stuff out there. And I think that's really important.
God, I love your attitude.
Thanks.
Seriously. I know you said that you've always had drive, but like, where does that come from? Like, did you have a moment
I
where
think
you
about
had,
death
like,
a lot, which is not morbid, actually. I think about legacy, death, a lot. Because it's going to happen to all of us. So this is a finite amount of time to do what? To get on social media and Instagram?
And
to
fight people?
To look at other people's Instagram and make sure that they notice you? Like, who the frig cares? Like, who cares if someone notices you on Instagram? Make yourself the person that other people notice. I mean, you have a finite amount of time. So what is your day going to be? What's it going to be? Is it going to be fighting for your dreams if you're an artist? Are you going to be painting pictures? Are you going to be on social media? 2 hours on social media, 2 hours painting a picture. What do you want to do?
Or taking acting classes or whatever
What do you want
to
to do? Because if you think about it, and I am the worst, we spend hours on Instagram, social media, which is amazing, and I get it, but use it for a positive way. Use it to get your brand out there. Let's not worry about getting noticed.
How do you teach your daughter that? And I know she's young, so she probably at this point cares about Elsa, but
I think I'm not going to...
How do you teach her?
Right? I'm not going to praise her for being a follower. Like, if she's like, Mom, I really want to, like, this person who's on Disney to notice me, I'll be like, why don't you be the person on Disney? I'm going to praise her for things that I think is really friggin' cool because she did it herself. That being said, I'm such a flawed person. And these are great advice, and obviously I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to be better, and I'm still trying to be present and for my daughter, for my career, and I still struggle with those kind of things. But I think self-awareness is the most important thing.
What do you think has been your biggest achievement to date?
My daughter. Tears. Yeah.
God, you literally could not be more different from the Pretty Little Liars.
But that's the thing, like, that's why it's important to do my own projects, because, you know, you sometimes get stuck as one thing, and the show has been so incredible to me, and I'm so blessed to have been on the show and to have met you guys and for you guys to be fans, but I want to change the world a little bit, you know, and I don't know if that can just be doing one thing.
What has been the response that you've gotten when fans of the show meet you?
They're scared, firstly. They, like, wave like this, like, to see if I'm blind.
No, they don't. Do they really?
No, they really do.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's really awkward. Like, no, I can see you. Yeah.
She's an actress. She's just FYI.
Not real.
Spoiler
and then
alert,
they'll,
she's
like,
an
why
actress.
would they hire someone who couldn't see? Anyway, it's like so many problems with that thing. But they're just really excited. I think that the fans are the most important thing to the show, and if we didn't have fans, we would never have had 7 seasons.
I know.
So
You
the
guys have,
most
like, the
important
fan
thing
response to that show is
to
out
be
of control.
grateful. You know, like, there's some times where I'm like, oh my God, I have to go home. It's been 17 hours. And then I have to remember I have a job. And that's the thing about actors, too. You're always unemployed. Like, and that's not even a funny thing. Like, you have a job, then you don't have a job, then you have a job. Like, so if you can always be unemployed after everything that you do, then maybe you could be an actor.
You mean like if you're okay
After
with
the
that
show,
mindset,
I'm
the uncertainty.
unemployed. You're always
You have
unemployed.
that's why you have a production company, is that to
yeah, but
avoid
like,
that.
you think Reese Witherspoon doesn't do her next movie? That's why people do so many movies. Then she's unemployed. Actors are always unemployed.
How do you become okay with that?
You either become obsessive and you take on too many roles, which is not a good thing, or you lose control, which is a good thing. Do the best you can. Don't hold on so tightly. And don't try to have so much control, because we have no control. That's the biggest thing. We have no control over anything.
You can just do the
As
best
I'm like
you
trying
can.
to fly the plane, I'm like, please stay up.
I know, I do the
I
same
hate
thing. I'm
flying.
like, I can't go to sleep, because if I go to sleep, then I can't focus on
Yeah.
keeping the plane going.
I hate flying.
No, it's like it's a do-do-do,
keep
do-do.
going.
Yeah. Well, you said earlier that you want your legacy to be more than being an actor. What do you want it to be?
I want my own studio. It's like another piece of advice. Look at me, I'm getting old. Times 10 everything that you want, right? So if I wanted my own production like a really great production house, then I should say I want my own network, like my own TV channel, because you'll always fall short, right? But I would like our production company to be very successful. I would like to create shows. I would like to direct films. I have a kids line coming out. I would like that to be successful.
A kids line of
Clothes
nice
in October. Yeah.
Please tell me you're doing boys' clothes too.
We start with girls only because
course you do.
wait. There's a plan. We start with girls because it's like mixing. It's like little jumpsuits that mix and match. So you buy 7. I'm always thinking about being economically conscious. We start with 7 pieces that turn into 49 pieces. So it's like a capsule wardrobe. And then our next range, which will be in a couple of months, will be boys. So
I was about to like completely go off on you because I feel like everyone has
I
girls'
feel like a
lines
boy would
'cause
be
they're
nicer
so-
to me because my daughter's not that nice to me. Because she loves me so much. Isn't that funny? When you really love someone, you're not nice to them.
Because you feel safe.
Feel very. It's like she hits me. Like she's not knows that she's hitting, but if I'm in her face too much, like she's a baby. But she would never do that to my husband. Ever. I mean, she loves him hopefully just as much, but yeah.
And I love your blog. Before we go to the audience, I love your blog because I know one of your goals with the blog I read was to put a face on a full-time working mom.
Yeah,
which
a career
you don't-
mother, which
yeah,
is
which
not
you don't
supported.
see very much.
You know, after I had my daughter, I felt very isolated. There's no community. You're supposed to have, you're meant to give birth and have a tribe of people around you to help you out. But we don't. And then we're told we have to go back to work and breastfeed. But then no one pays you to do that. So then you lose your job. No one supports the career mother, especially in America. And so I was like, how can I create like an online forum where women, not just women, but parents or kids or whatever, can come together, and it's not just about motherhood, but can talk about things that are affecting them, and become like a community again. Because we think social media brings us closer, but it really doesn't. We don't, it really disconnects us in a way.
Because you put up the most idealized version of, or most of us put up the
But
idealized
it's like we
version
don't
of our lives.
go and have like 6 of our friends turn off our phone and just be kids. We're all looking at our phone. So we're not connecting with anyone. We're not having conversations with people. Like, you know, we're sitting down with our parents and we're not talking. And I think older people, especially like even older in their 80s, give us so much wealth of knowledge. If we just listened and realized that like what we see on social media is so, it's so like it doesn't last, it's over. But the knowledge you get from conversations and experiences and people that are older than you will change your life. It'll make you a better person.
Like, for example, reading that post about the adult diapers and the Russian woman fondling your breasts.
She massaged my boobs.
Like, I was like, it totally took me back.
Yeah.
And that's something that you don't get from an Instagram post.
And no one talks about that stuff, but thank God she was there for me because I felt really alone. And she gave me some sense of community. So, I mean, I'm not saying don't get on your phone. It's the new way. I get it. Don't do social. That's not what I'm saying. But maybe throughout your life, or your days, not your life, maybe just in the next 5 years, have a period of time for 2 hours where you turn it off and look up. Like I tell myself all the time, I'm like, I spend my life looking down. And there's so much to see. Like we don't even, like, I once went to this meditation camp and they said, go outside and tell us the things that you see. And I go, oh my God, I haven't noticed that leaves have veins. Because we don't look at leaves, right? But kids do. You just walk over them. Or the sky sometimes has shapes. Like we don't look at that anymore. But we notice what the filter looks like on our phone.
And you know what? One of the most interesting things I read was that Banksy was in Central Park. He had, you know, when you walk in on 59th Street, there's that path where people sell paintings and whatever. He had a stand and he was selling art, and no one even, like, hours later, someone finally was like, oh my God, that's a Banksy original, because people just don't pay attention.
Like if you believe in God, do you think God would be like, awesome, everyone's looking down. I created this whole world for you, and everyone's looking at their smartphones.
Let's get in a Twitter war with Donald Trump. That's the way we roll, you know?
Awesome, guys. Good job.
And now for our audience, I'm sure you guys have some good Pretty Little Liars questions.
Yes.
Hi, Tammin. My name is Sasha. I'm a huge fan. I have a 2-part question. My first question is, they keep referring to the season of Pretty Little Liars as the end as we know it.
Yeah.
If it's ending or if it's coming back. And also, if Jenna had a baby, how would she react?
What? Jenna?
I know.
Wow,
I wish
Jenna
they
has a
brought
mom.
I know. She'd probably be like, "Who are you? Did I give birth?"
Let me smell you.
Kill people. It's the end as we know it, so it will not ever look like this again. So it will not look like this, meaning cast-wise, it will not be the same storyline. Will there be a spin-off? Will there be a movie? Will there be another season? I'm not sure. But whatever you're seeing right now for the last 7 years will not be the same, which I think is a good thing. I think it's time to move on, guys. And I'm like, no, don't move on from me, please. Still like me. Please follow me on Instagram. Don't look up, look down. Like all my stuff. How would Jenna act? And, you know, when you have a kid, you love him a lot. So hopefully she would be a good mom.
It would awaken something in her that's been dormant, maybe.
Yeah, it's crazy how much you love your kids. It's disgusting.
Next question, please.
Hey, Tammin. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Ton of respect with all you're doing with your career.
Thank you.
So I know you have a musical background, so I was wondering how you got into that and who are your biggest influences?
I did musical theater for years. And sometimes, like now, you have to choose whether it's music or acting. I think you can do it all. I've always sung. My mom was a singer in South Africa. I was in musicals since I was 6 years old. And what was the second part of the question? Crazily enough, as much as I love popular music, it was shows like Chorus Line and Chicago and Rent. I mean, my daughter sings Jekyll and Hyde in his eyes, like, you know, and that's what used to turn me on in a way. Like, that's what used to excite me was that live performance. And again, I love Michael Jackson and all that kind of stuff, and I loved Janet Jackson when I was growing up, and I'm dating myself. Selena Gomez is cool too. But it was all those live shows, like you could feel the pulse. That was what used to excite me.
Next question, please.
Hi, this is really intimidating because I've been watching the show since I'm 15. I'm 20, turning 22.
So old.
I know, it's crazy.
Leave.
So, I actually have a two-part question also. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if you can actually answer this,
Yeah.
but if you're willing, is Jenna actually good or bad? Because I still cannot tell from the first episode, like
Yeah.
20,000 years ago.
Yeah,
And
20,000
then-
is a lot.
Yeah. And then my second question is at the end of the episodes, not recently though, but
Yeah.
like in past seasons, you see like a black glove, and I assume that's A, or the bad person.
Yep.
And is the person in the glove actually the bad person, or is it like just a random person they asked?
Okay.
Do you
First
get,
part of
does
the
that make
question,
sense?
yes, I think I understand.
Okay.
Bad or good? I think she's both, honestly. I think she's dealing with her own issues. It's like in life, aren't we all bad and good? I think she wants revenge, but I think she's also very authentic with the scenes that you're seeing. I think that she's also in a lot of pain, and she felt very isolated and alone. So I think it's a bit of both. And the glove, I'd say it's a bad person. I don't think there's black gloves for no reason, right? Black gloves means death.
If you've seen Dressed to Kill, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Black
about.
gloves is bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
And last question, please.
Hi, Tammin.
Hi.
I love Pretty Little Liars. I also wanted to know, how did you tap into your inner crazy? So you go from sociopath Jenna to...
I mean, we're all women, right? Just kidding. We all get like once a month crazy people, right? I know I am. So how did I tap into her being crazy? Again, I don't go into a character going, she's bad, she's evil, she's crazy. I go, what does my character want? So if you want to be an actor, or if some of you might be actors already, it's always the intention, right? What do you want out of the scene? So it always is based in something. So if I want Emily to go away, it's a tactic, right? So my tactic could be vulnerability, it could be aggression, it could be rage, it could be all these different emotions, and how to get my tactic to move Emily out of my way. So I don't know if I play and tap into like, oh, once a month I'm crazy. Like, how could I tap into that? I think I'm just trying to break down each scene and think what my character wants. If she wants to get someone on side because she might be able to get an operation or whatever, how do I lure someone in? Is it sweetness? Is it kindness? Again, is it vulnerability? She's always doing a tactic, and that's always sort of what scenes are based on, is a tactic.
And when can we watch Pretty Little Liars?
Tuesdays at 8 o'clock.
On?
Freeform.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.